And what group are you with?
I'm a leadership organizer with the United Workers.
And what was the demonstration about here this afternoon?
Well, there is this TIF, there is the hearing today for TIF for the Harbor Point development, and there's now any participation from the community yet. There is not accountability, there is not transparency in the process, and we are tired of seeing this failed development model that is failing the whole city over and over and over. So we come together today and say we want fair development. We want fair development that respects the communities, that the public resources should be used for the benefit of the communities and not for private gain. We're tired to see that. We see that at the Inner Harbor. We see that with Hyatt, with the airport. We see that all over the place, and it's time to change the way that development is done in Baltimore City.
Well, I looked at some of the statistics online that they think over $2 billion that went to these developers going back to the late 70s from the Inner Harbor. And meanwhile, 19% of the people of Baltimore City live in poverty, below the poverty level.
Exactly. That's just another example of failed development. Like all the public resources dumping into this places were promised that they will create jobs, and then sure they create some jobs, but what kind of jobs? That's the biggest question. Most of those jobs are part-time jobs, are jobs that are not living wage, jobs that are not unionized, jobs that doesn't have healthcare, jobs that doesn't allow someone to live with dignity, jobs that doesn't allow people to have a house, or any of their basic human needs. So yes, that's just another example of how development has been failing for all the Baltimore City residents.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Michael Jones.
And what group are you with?
I'm with United Here Local 7.
And why is it important for you to be here tonight?
Well, because I was born and raised in Baltimore City, and we've always been raised on this ethic that it's Charm City, but I feel like ever since this unfair development thing, Charm City done lost its charm. So I'm just basically here to show my support that if you can have money to build these new buildings and these new corporate buildings, you should have money to keep schools open and rec centers. Because really, when you look at it, they're not just taking away the money, but they're taking the food out of people's mouths. All workers here in Baltimore, and when these new buildings and these new offices going to open up, kids won't have no schools. You're going to notice more schools going to be closed, more rec centers going to be closed, and it's basically unfair to the youth, not just us, but the youth here to come. So that's why I'm here to show my support.
Give me your name again.
Michael Jones.
Thank you, Michael. And your name, young lady?
My name is Tracy Lingo with Unite Here Local 7.
And Tracy, what would you like to add to what Michael said?
Well, I think Michael really summed it up, but for us, we're tired of seeing these huge tax breaks go to developers who are promising jobs when in fact they don't create living wage jobs. They don't create jobs that really support families, and at the same time they're sucking money out of the city that could be used for schools and for affordable housing. And we're seeing the mayor wanting to charge more and more for services, but we really feel like for us it's a crisis of a lot of our members work in the Inner Harbor, and a lot of these projects that have been subsidized by tax breaks, and we're worried that if things continue the way they're going, we don't have good jobs and we don't have affordable housing. We're going to have a situation where a lot of our members can't even afford to work and live in the city they work in.